Good evening. India is a multi-religious country. The meaning is there are so many religions that are coexisting in India, and the people who belong to various religions, they are living harmoniously and peacefully on this particular earth, the so-called the India, the Mother India. Based on that one, we have a topic today, and that topic is religious pluralism in India. We know that there are so many religions that are existing in India, but whether we have the religious tolerance today or not, that is the main point. Because so many people are discussing about Hindutva, though it is not so many people, but some people are mentioning about the establishment of Hindu Rashtra. Does it in any way affect the Indian secular social fabric? This is the point that we are going to discuss now, and the topic is religious pluralism in India. In order to understand this particular topic, first of all, you should know the preamble, the preamble of our constitution. Number two, you should know the meaning of the words religious diversity. Next, you should also know the meaning of the words religious pluralism. I have used two different things here. One is religious diversity, second one is religious pluralism. Both are not the same. But in this session, we are going to concentrate on religious pluralism after knowing the meaning of the words religious diversity. And we are also going to discuss regarding religious tolerance in India. What do you mean by religious tolerance? I may belong to a particular religion. I may have my own faith, belief, values, and systems, practices. At the same time, somebody may belong to some other religion. Obviously, that person has also got his own practices, methods, customs, systems, prayers, methods. So, though we belong to two different religions, we should be able to accept the practices of that person who belongs to other religion. Then only multiple religions can coexist harmoniously. That is called religious tolerance. And India is a land of religious tolerance. That is the reason why in India we see religious diversity, religious pluralism, and religious tolerance. Clear? So now let's try to understand this particular topic. Before that, I would like to show you some questions. And before that, kindly have a look at this. Like this, we have various religions in India, and this speak. Now, there are 4 questions that I have given here. Please note down all the 4 questions. And once our discussion is over, you should be able to answer all these 4 questions. Clear? Look at the first one. Is India's secular social fabric under threat? Is India's secular social fabric under threat? What do you mean by secular? In order to know the meaning of the word secular or secularism, we should be thorough with our preamble. Right? What is our preamble? It begins with we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So these are the 5 important words, right, that I said now. But out of this one, in this particular context, we are taking the secular into consideration. But for our understanding, as you already know, the word secular was not mentioned in the original preamble, but it has been added to the preamble through 42nd Amendment. Clear? So meaning this particular secular social fabric has been given more strength to India. Clear? So secular means what? It is the respect to all the religions. As I told you in the beginning, I may belong to one religion. At the same time, I should be able to respect every other religion that is present in India. And when it comes to the government, the state has no religion. The state should give equal respect to all the religions. The state should maintain equal distance with all the religions, and that is called secular. Clear? Very, very important one. So meaning the word secular we are using in the context of the religion. Clear? This is the first question. Secular social fabric under threat, right? Is India's secular social fabric under threat? So you need to write answer for this after the completion of the discussion. Or what is religious pluralism? Explain why is it so critical to a healthy, vibrant democracy like India. Very, very, very important one. So we are discussing about the religious pluralism and why is it so important for a vibrant country, vibrant democracy like India. Is that clear? Or what is religious tolerance? Explain its tolerance in India in the present context. This is question number 3. Or is the long cherished ideal of religious tolerance still close to people's hearts? Question mark. Explain. Is that okay? From the beginning, we have so many religions in India. Of course, large number of religions have entered into India over a period of time. But when it comes to India, that India is such a tolerant nation that we welcomed and we have adopted various religions. That is the reason why even today also large number of religions in India coexist, and they coexist harmoniously. Very, very, very important. Clear? So that you need to explain. Clear? Now look at this. So in order to write answer for any of these questions, you have to be very clear with this. First of all, preamble in the constitution mentions about the secular. Clear? And I told you the meaning of the word secular. Of course you already know, right? When we have discussed the Constitution of India, I discussed very, very, very elaborately. Clear? Number 2, religious pluralism followed by religious diversity. Look at this. Religious diversity is simply the existence of multiple cultures. Religious diversity means it is the existence of multiple cultures alongside one another. That is religious diversity. Various religions and their cultures are existing side by side, and that is called religious diversity. But when it comes to religious pluralism, that goes beyond religious diversity, and we are going beyond and discussing regarding religious pluralism. Look at this. Pluralism, religious pluralism takes diversity a step further, describing the sense of engagement and community between each of these cultures. Mere existence of all the cultures is nothing but the religious diversity. But here there is a link, there is a relation between various communities, and that is called religious pluralism. Am I clear? So when you are answering any question in the examination, you should be very thorough with all these points and concepts. Clear? Next is the religious tolerance. I have already explained to you, but still I got some points for you. Let me read it out for you. It refers to the ability to appreciate spiritual values, beliefs and practices which are different from your own. Other religious person has got his or her own beliefs, practices, methods, norms which are different from my practices, but still we are appreciating. That is called religious tolerance. For example, see here, we have large number of Muslims in India, and they celebrate large number of festivals. But majority, when it comes to the majority, that is the Hindus, and Hindus also have so many festivals. But so many places you will see that even during Hindu festivals Muslims participate, and during Islamic festivals Hindus will also participate. That is nothing but appreciating their practices. Am I clear? Let me tell you one example. When it comes to Halim, especially Hyderabad Halim, everybody knows about this. There is no necessity of a special introduction with respect to Hyderabad Halim. Is that okay? And this is very famous, and many people will would like to cherish the taste of this one. They enjoy this particular food, clear, throughout India. And when it comes to this month of Ramadan, considered to be very sacred month for Muslims, and this is a very very famous this variety that is available, Halim, and many people will have it. I am not mentioning only about Muslims, but Hindus, a large number of Hindus will also cherish it. Clear, very very important one. And nobody will say this is Muslims festival, this is prepared by somebody else, why should I have it? No, nobody will say that. Clear, nicely they will enjoy this. Clear, and they will go and take part in the festivals that are celebrated by other religions, that is the religious tolerance. Clear, this goal is a complex one due to the great diversity of religions and spiritual beliefs existing in the world today. Clear. Next, when it comes to India's social fabric, what do you mean by social fabric? I have used these words in the question number 1. Look at this. Social fabric is the web of interactions and connections that bind us all together as a society. That is called social fabric. So there is something that is binding all of us in the society. It is not binding only Hindus separately or Muslims separately, Christians separately. No, we are all Indians. We may belong to different religions, but we are all connected, related. Clear, that is called social fabric, and India's social fabric is considered to be marvelous. Clear. And what is the current situation in India? Whether this secular social fabric is still going on good, whether the religious tolerance is still there like earlier days, or because we come across with the sometimes the concepts like Hindu Rashtra, is the secular social fabric is melting down? These are the points we are going to discuss under this topic, and finally we will conclude in a positive manner. Is that okay? Right. Now look at this. Since we are discussing about religious pluralism, I have given the definition of religious pluralism is the state of being where every individual, irrespective of the religion, every individual. Kindly remember, India is a country which is dominated by Hindus, meaning more than 79% of the population, they follow Hinduism. But even then, here in the concept of religious pluralism, it is a state of being where every individual, irrespective of religion, in a religiously diverse society has the rights. Irrespective of the religion, every person has the rights, freedoms, and safety to worship or forget about the worship. Just because I am Hindu, I need not worship. If I don't want to worship any god, I can get myself, away from this place. Clear? So that is the reason why nobody can force me to perform puja, worship God. That is completely my individual aspect. This is the right that has been granted by the Constitution. Am I clear? If you want to worship, fine. If you belong to Hinduism, okay. If you belong to Islam, then fine, no issues. If you don't want to worship, no problem. So that is the freedom. Clear or not? According to their conscience. So whatever their conscience says, they can follow. Clear? That is called right to conscience. Clear? And we are discussing about a very sensitive topic, that is religious pluralism in India. Am I clear? Next, India has been a multi-religious society for centuries. We know this point. Different religions have coexisted and created for themselves cultural niches in the social space. Religious pluralism has survived historical accidents and political maelstroms. There were so many disturbances in India, especially when it comes to the British rule. They tried to divide Indian society. That is called divide and rule. Divide and rule. And when it comes to divide and rule, they wanted to divide the society on the basis of the religion. Such attempts were made, but even then our social fabric was so strong that large number of people were united in India. Is that okay? But some socio-political events and a growing chorus to turn the country into a Hindu Rashtra have created certain doubts. Clear? Especially in the recent past, because of the various developments that are occurring in the society. Some people, they have a chorus and they want to establish the Hindu Rashtra. Clear? So this is freedom of speech and expression, very much permitted, no issues. But what exactly the large number of population in the country are thinking about this today? About this today, that is the current situation. For this, a survey has been conducted, and the survey has revealed that people are still for the religious pluralism. People are with the secularism. Though large number of people belong to Hinduism, but still majority of them want the nation to be a secular, and all the religions must present here, and there should be peaceful coexistence of various religions. This is the information that has been revealed by a survey, right? And who conducted the survey? Survey has been conducted by Lokniti CSDS very recently. According to this, an overwhelming 79% majority of respondents appeared. For example, see here, when you conduct survey, you take some certain samples, right? And you take the samples, and there you will go and do the survey. Conducting survey on all 150 crores of people is not possible. That is the reason why samples are taken, and those samples in general reflect the entire nation's idea. Clear? So according to this one, 79% majority of the respondents. Clear? Of course, when questions were asked regarding various things, some people have said they are not aware of this one. Some people have said, we don't know the meaning of the religious pluralism. We don't know the meaning of the word secular, right? Sometimes you see, when you ask about, which party is going to come to the power in the next elections, right? Many people will say, let it be any party, right? So we are not going to get anything. So that shows the, dissatisfaction among the people, and to a larger extent that is considered to be, lack of awareness among the people. Clear? Very, very, very important one. That is the reason why, if even surveys are conducted in the urban areas also, the surveys, sometimes, you feel, some, lack of knowledge. Answers will be given with lack of knowledge. Is that okay? But in this case, an overwhelming 79% majority of respondents appeared to support the idea that India belongs to all religions equally and not just Hindus. 79% of the population have said this. Clear? India does not belong only to Hindus. India belongs to various religions in the country. That it must remain a country where people following different religions can live and practice their faith freely. This is what has been expressed by 79% of the population. Clear? This has been revealed by the survey. This remarkable support for religious pluralism shows that religious tolerance continues to be a defining element of the social fabric. Very, very, very important. Now you know the meaning of the words religious diversity, religious pluralism, and religious tolerance. You know the meaning of the words, social fabric. You know what is the preamble and what is, secular. Clear? That is the reason why definitely you will be in a position to understand this answer very easily and clearly. Next, see, generally what will happen if you are conducting survey only in the majority group, say Hindus. So Hindus, because they are majority in number, they may say that, let the country continue as a secular nation. Let all the religions coexist side by side. But wonderful thing is that even the minorities here, so minority religious group people also are in favor of, the continuation of the coexistence of the various religions. Clear? Look at this. It is natural for religious minorities to lay emphasis on religious pluralism because, they don't have any other option. They cannot leave the country, they have to stay here. That is the reason why they may support religious pluralism, minorities. But no such compulsion is there for the group that belongs to majority. But still that majority group supported religious pluralism. That is the beauty of India even today. That is the beauty of India even today. Please remember this one. Am I clear? Since you are all preparing for the higher level competitive examinations, my dear friends, you should always think in such a way that the nation is united. When I say nation, it is not just the states that are present, but the people who belong to various religions, regions and castes and who are following cultures. That is called the unity. That is called United India. Am I clear? Very, very, very important one. Look at this. Nearly 8 in every 10 Hindus said that they have faith in religious pluralism. This is the, these are the words spoken by the people who belong to majority. Out of every 10, 8 members supported for the religious pluralism. I repeat, this is the beauty of India. Only 11% of Hindus said that they think that India is the nation of Hindus. Is that okay? Of course, different people have different opinions, and we have under article number 19, you have the freedom of speech and expression, and they have expressed their, this view. But what the majority says, India is a democratic country. The majority rules. What majority says, that is important. Clear? More young people than old people were inclined to put premium on religious pluralism. Clear? So maybe old people, they are saying okay for religious pluralism. But even the youngsters also, they are also in support of the religious pluralism. Although the support for religious tolerance is high across the social spectrum, educational qualifications make a difference. Compared with the 72% of those who were unschooled, 83% of highly educated people said that they were in favor of equal status of all the religions. If a person is not educated, we may think that he said something. But here, 83% of the educated have supported the religious pluralism. Educated person is a person who knows, who can read and understand, who can analyze, who can speak on a topic. Am I clear? That is the beauty. Clear? Next, it's a belief that the communal tensions on and conflicts are typically seen in an urban phenomenon. Right? We see generally, in the earlier days, we used to look at certain violences called communal violence. Groups, who belong to different religions, they fight with each other. And this was seen more in the urban areas rather than in the rural areas. Clear? But surprisingly, even in the urban areas also, people have supported for religious pluralism. This is the current context of India. Is that okay? As opposed to a commonly held belief, people living in urban settings appeared to be more supportive of religious pluralism and tolerance than those residing in the countryside. Meaning, more than the people who are living in the rural areas, the people who are living in the urban areas, they have voted more for the religious pluralism. Clear? Why this is important for us? Because we have seen communal violence more in the urban areas, not in the rural areas, not on the countryside. Am I clear? Very, very, very important. Now, look at this. To conclude, a high degree of support for religious pluralism and equality at the societal level points to a couple of things. Two things we can understand here. First, contrary to emerging perceptions, the idea of religious coexistence and tolerance holds its ground firmly. Many people may say that there is no religious tolerance, hence there will be no possibility of the religious pluralism. Let's establish Hindu Rashtra. Clear? So that is negated because of this particular survey. Am I clear? Next. Second, a sharp religious divide in the political realm may not necessarily reflect the situation in the wider society. That is the reason why, especially when it comes to the political parties, based on the religion, they may say something. Just because political leaders are saying something, it does not mean that is reflecting in the society also. So most of the people are not bothered about what their leaders are saying, but what exactly is happening and what exactly they want, that they have expressed. That is the beauty of secular social fabric in India. This is what exactly is needed for a vibrant democracy like India. With this we can conclude. Am I clear? Thank you so much for being with me, and I wish you all very, very good luck, and I see you in the next session.